legacy and reputation of Aleister Crowley. On this slender bough hangs the spiritual authority of his new world religion, Thelema. On this fantastical assertion dangles a global publishing industry, the faith of aficionados and converts across the globe, and the very raison d'etre of the OTO Incorporated, legal guardians of Crowley's literature and artistic legacy, and high priests of his magical construct. On the scaffold of those 3 pivotal days is suspended the ultimate historical fate of Aleister Crowley, madman or Messiah, seer or psycho. If my observations are correct, then everything written about and by the great beast 666 is subject to fundamental reprisal. I am not an occultist and intensely skeptical of almost all supernatural literature and its hyperbolic claims. Nevertheless, with reference to this work and the multiplicity of bizarre synchronicities that occurred during its preparation, I am unable to shake an unsettling conviction that the magical essence of Aleister Crowley guided my footsteps every step of the way. Whatever those words mean. In releasing this material, I have created a monster that will hang like an albatross around my neck for the remainder of my life. Liber Elvel Bogus is a book that nobody wants to hear of, read of, or God forbid actually be right. Somewhat paradoxically, it will attract interested parties with an allure equal and opposite to its force of repulsion. Ultimately, each will loathe it, on principle in direct proportion to the spiritual, psychological, emotional, and financial investment made in Brand Crowley. Aleister Crowley faked his own suicide. He lied about burning his passport, fabricated his ancestry. He spent his entire life hiding behind an elaborate facade of alter egos, costumes, aliases, and pen names. Given this and myriad other questionable character traits, I am perplexed in the extreme that some unable and unwilling to consider a possibility that Crowley's account of his reception of Liber El may not represent the expurgated and literal truth. For the benefit of unfortunates afflicted with acute and terminal cases of crow blindness, I offer this crumb of comfort. Liber Elvel Bogus does not exist. It is a spoof, a joke, a hoax, and a phantasm of my imagination. Its publication and distribution are a mirage. Crowley received a new law for mankind precisely as stated. Go ask, I was. Talk of a backlash. Since news of this publication first surfaced, speculation regarding its content has gurgled within occult, Crowley, and Thelemic communities. Heated debate relating to various issues allegedly raised has echoed uneasily around online forums. Most of the emails I receive these days routinely includes probing questions and jocular references to the prevalent ambience of trepidation surrounding my heresy, blasphemy, and treason. From the outset, I accepted that my findings would meet with a certain degree of caution and reticence. However, during the course of various correspondences, it became increasingly clear that a virulent strain of what I can only describe as instinctive aversion infects many aficionados and apologists of Aleister Crowley. Questions regarding Crowley's reception of Liber L. Vel legis are nothing new. The Cornelius, David Horse, and others have aired a multiplicity of perplexing anomalies. And in the absence of conclusive proof, Crowleyites habitually bend over backwards in giving their Messiah the benefit of doubt. On consideration of this frustrating trait, I came to realize that the evident disinclination to look at certain unsavory facts related not to the inconvenience of compelling a recalibration of one's intellectual estimation of historical figure. In its heart, the unease foreshadows a dread of the emotional, psychological, and spiritual turmoil inherent within exposure, a self-defense mechanism enabling countless individuals for years and even decades to look away from circumstantial evidence left by an unfaithful partner rather than manifest the raw ego-shattering carnage of confrontation, betrayal, and separation. Okay, that's been a brief introduction and reading of The Real Confession of Aleister Crowley.
So I need to get caught up. I need to have a long conversation with Rob Hamilton. And
here's the other thing, but like, aside, because
I'm gonna get into it because I got too much going on. This racist white man that make this 693 black women.
by consensus is like really bad precedent for us to set and like very risky for, government takeover of Bitcoin. And so that's like, yeah, anything you do to say like, yeah, we're gonna give it to the miners, or we're gonna solve the subsidy problem like simultaneously. We're just gonna set it aside, and yeah, now we have these Satoshi coins to have
But if you said, okay, there's a 2-year window to move your coins over. After that, the fees from transitioning over are like 75% of the transaction, like something like that. So you can still move it over, but we're gonna assume there's a high likelihood. I don't know.
Yeah,
Here's an idea.
You can do all that. Like people are
It's
thinking
going to
about
be
this type of
okay.
stuff.
The person who's missing the coins is going to be the U.S. government or the Chinese government. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, so they end up with what, 250,000 coins, 5 million
No.
maybe, like they're available.
Yeah, up to 5 million.
Okay, so you take 75% of it away from them
Why not
They're left
take
with
all of it away and solve the fee market problem?
because it still incentivizes them to free up those coins.
How do you think the U.S. government? I mean, we're going to do war games about this, but how do you think the U.S. government is going to react if China hacks all those coins? How's the United States government going to react to Bitcoin?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Are they
I think
going to react well, or are they going to be upset?
I guess it's defined. They're going to be upset if China gets a few million Bitcoin, right?
How is the United States government going to feel about Bitcoin becoming increasingly important base money if China owns a ridiculous outsized percentage of the supply of that money?
I imagine
Negatively. What kind of policies might the government put in place to discourage the use of Bitcoin then as a neutral base money?
Anything they put in would probably be self-harm, so whatever.
How does the U.S. government feel about North Korea having a bunch of Bitcoin right now, Zach? Like,
It's not
Like, I don't give maybe you think this isn't very nice of me, but I don't really give a fuck about the American government.
okay, but they have a lot of power,
Agreed.
so maybe you should care.
Well, we're not going to give them power in Bitcoin, so fuck them. Like, I think it's a worthy cause for you to fight with policy for your people, but you're not doing it for Bitcoin, you're doing it for your people.
if we decide that we're able to seize these coins, we are turning Bitcoin over to the U.S. government. So that, like, yeah, I don't think it's Bitcoin then. So, like, you'll have your, U.S. BTC, and I'll continue to use.
Well, what I'm proposing, which is the recycling of the coins, wouldn't be a government policy. It would be
It's favoring one government over another.
Once we've done that, now we're gonna have to do whatever the U.S. government wants us to do, right?
I don't actually see the connection between a Bitcoin.
The ability to seize coins, we've now
Oh,
demonstrated
no,
we
no,
have.
it's not about seizing coins. It's saying that there is this hard fork that we are doing because of quantum vulnerability.
It will attract
Anyone who wants to
interested parties with an allure
absolutely keeps it like
equal
no
and
one
opposite
has to
to
have
its
their coins
force
taken.
of
For coins that
repulsion.
are lost, or I assume there will be almost nobody that has coins and chooses not to do this. But I suppose if you choose not to migrate
proportion to the
the
spiritual,
ample amount of time we give you,
psychological,
then those coins
emotional,
in the new version of
and
the fork, after a
financial
certain deadline that's well announced way in advance, are recycled into block rewards.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it, but you understand
I
this
don't
is
even-
basically
I don't
what
actually
the
think that
Nazi
that's
people
easier.
are talking about right now. It is absolutely, I mean, whatever, we can use different words, it's fine, but like, fundamentally, we're saying, we're gonna make a protocol change that means we have whitelisted a certain set of Bitcoin, and we have blacklisted another set of
No,
Bitcoin.
it's not.
And
Wait,
this is the way.
we don't know what set of Bitcoin makes it onto the new fork or not. It's
I
anyone who signs a transaction.
created a policy for how that list gets created. I get it.
Which is you
But-
have to opt in. That's it.
But the precedent that sets in general is just like very damaging.
Now the network is forced to say you have to KYC your addresses or you get blacklisted.
I don't have time to talk to you.
Well, I disagree with you. And I also disagree that doing that is not actively trying, like, the fear that China's gonna get the coins. That's not my biggest fear.
Exactly. You know that you are wasting your time. Your wife knows you
There's
are
bigger
wasting your
fear
time.
to me that Bitcoin gets compromised
And then
than
you watch
China
your
gets
pathetic
coins.
little football games and call yourself a man.
Yeah, I just don't
You
think
come
what I'm
here
describing
and
is
talk
Bitcoin
your shit. You're such a loser.
I think what I'm describing is still very strong property rights. You can continue to use Bitcoin Xi's vision if you want. You don't have to use the quantum resistant version.
I know. And this is why it hasn't happened yet. Because there's enough people that aren't gonna change over. Like, you better have a pretty compelling proposal in order to get everyone to agree. And right now we don't have that yet, so people are working on it. And you're saying the open window meeting and I'm having the same discussion with you I had 4 years ago with somebody else.
Exactly. You know that you are wasting your time. Your wife knows you are wasting your time here on this app every day. And then you watch your pathetic little football games and call yourself a man.
Okay, we need to
You
drop
come
everything,
here and talk your
that's all
shit.
this.
You're such a loser.
And you know, Zach and Nick Party's out there. I definitely do worry.
There's not even good enough evidence to support that.
Who is John Kitover? He sounds like a great American. Wasabi! Oh, we got him! We got him!
And you're absolutely right. And you know, the community are, and there's probably a lot more of the stuff that's been thought about than the community side of it. So totally agree. That needs to happen.
Yeah, then you gotta solve the technical stuff before you can even bother advocating, right? Like,
It's like it's a potential technical solution, and
as a community, everyone's looking at it wouldn't hurt if we could come up with a solution. Now, let's find the most, peaceful solution. And until you get one that we all agree is easy to swallow, we're not gonna. There's not a legal threat right now, so let's keep working on it. It seems that simple to me. But like, I think that there is a quantum alarmism that is a little bit unjustified. And like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but like,
The person who has debated this in the most detail is checkmate.
That's what's happening. It's time for humanity to wake the fuck up. And it's going to happen in the next 10 or 20 years. But
yeah, I think I'm kind of on the same page as Dave. The thing that I am concerned about is the catastrophizing and that leading to like making a change that's fundamentally like breaks things for something that may never actually come to occur at all, right? Like that's the risk.
Okay, but I think that's a straw man.
Hi guys, excuse the state of me, this is the RV life you're on it, but we have
With urgency, not implement them right away.
It's not a straw man. I'm saying that catastrophizing could lead to action happening faster than it should. That's not a straw man.
the whole thing is a straw man that Zach's proposing.
Regardless of what your position that you're taking is, you can still whip up a mob into action that could be bad, even if it's not the intended action that you're seeking.
Bro, and hasn't Nick Carter kind of been against Bitcoin for the last few years? Now he wants to get ahead.
I heard he invented in some startups that added code to it. All it's a trader. He's against Bitcoiners, not Bitcoin.
Ah, okay.
I'm with whatever the Dave think, I'm good with.
Let's go.
Canadians.
Not just Dave, David Short as well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
An individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valenti.
You guys also talking about saving Bitcoin with explaining
Make an announcement. We have a special guest here, and we want to make a toast for the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Best.
We're gonna send out a survey monkey.
Let's go, Buster.
So let's give it up.
Dave, are you explaining quantum to all the hillbillies out there?
For the man who was eating.
Nice.
Zach, I strongly disagree. Nick Carter has done his research. His devs are working on this and are proposing solutions. I dropped a bunch in the chat.
I will put link in chat. I don't have time to talk to you.
Devs already
Come on, bro. This is
on this. I'm just worried about the state of the conversation.
Well, you're claiming that there's not
you are wasting your time. Your wife knows you are wasting your time there on this app every day. And then you watch your pathetic little football games and call yourself a man. You come here and talk your shit. You're such a loser.
She was arrested.
I just checked the same thing.
I don't know how anyone could reasonably say this is not a thing we need to worry about.
I don't know how anyone can use the old just as an example of a shot.
No one's saying that.
Well, that's really what I'm doing that, Zach, for a sec. There are devs that are saying it because they're so irritated with how they're kind of being told they need to work on this immediately. It's happening tomorrow. This is number one priority. I think it's really high on the priorities list, and there's many solutions being proposed, and the best are sort of bubbling to the top. But a lot of this cryptography is new too. We have the practice of not just adding brand new cryptography into SecP in a long time.
I think everything you just said is an entirely reasonable response, and is not what I'm saying.
The yellow belts are definitely pretending that quantum's not a thing. Zach's being early to the quantum. The fact that people don't take it seriously for a long time. Same with the yen carry trade. He's always been warning us about the yen carry trade, and it's back again. We need to put more respect on Zach's name.
Exactly. Quantum and the yen carry trade.
It's back to what happened today. Any update on yen carry and MSCR? He has been on the money lately.
What time is BOJ?
You engaged yet, Chris?
This is a yen carry trade group, right?
I have probably another 10 hours before I'm engaged. So any women here, want to give me their last plea before I, get married off, now's the time.
Somebody ping Shelly back. Somebody ping Shelly back in the room.
I was gonna start talking like a woman, but I can't pull it off. So.
Got rid of Kelly, Canadian Jet Set.
When did you guys start dating, Chris? It's like a year.
It's like 15 months.
Oh, BOJ already announced a hike early this morning. Fuck. Or yeah, I don't actually know enough about this. What is that? Is that what?
Well, that is the unwinding. Is if they raise rates.
Is it because it goes negative to positive? What's their current rate?
No, they've had this artificial ceiling that they haven't been able to eclipse, and I believe the narrative is that they are now breaching that ceiling.
I do remember last time this all discussed. Zach was in here worried about it, and we dropped down to like 50K I think that day. Bitcoin, it was like there's a really, he's bounced back.
October of last year, yeah, all markets.
I don't really even know what the encourage rate is.
So basically, it's just because people are taking advantage of the low interest rates.
I know what it is on that level.
It's just free. Yeah, all they're doing is getting free money, so they're just going.
Yeah, the
They're just short.
Yeah, the arb is the arbitrage.
They're able
Like
to
this
take.
thing called like the interest rate.
I do now know what it is.
But the thing is, they're hedging. They're going short on the.
Hear that, Aaron? Free money.
Well, no, they're basically.
On the yen carry trade.
No, yeah, you guys all know.
KTR, I searched yen on X, and this is the result.
I have a Twitter thread about this, the Nick Carter thing, everyone getting mad about him investing in a quantum startup, and everyone is replying to me saying that it's a terrible business that you just own Bitcoin or using these guys. I'm just replying with gifts, like Karl Marx or Lenin. The Bitcoin Puritans who don't like any private funding.
I think it's weird to get mad at him funding quantum because for the point you said, like China getting it first or whatever. So yay on that.
Well, he's like, if you believe in something, you're allowed to put your finger in it repeatedly all over the place. Like, it's, yeah, I mean, of course, like, it makes sense. His whole job is to invest.
Exactly.
Technology.
So
he thinks there's some technology threat, like, it would be a good thing to invest in, obviously.
well, not even that though. It's like it's the twofold thing, right? Where the quantum guys need the capital to build their computers, and they're gonna be attacked, so they're gonna embellish the capabilities so they could get the capital. It's like the AI stuff. Like you don't have AG.
I do think Nick is seeing like pitches that is like making him think this is gonna happen a lot faster than it actually is.
That is his prerogative too, though. Like I don't like it's weird if they're shitting on him for investing in quantum. Although I don't know like how you
But I understand
make money from it yet. But
Are they
I'm not
relying on
versed
maybe
on
because
commercializing quantum.
he's investing in quantum companies and then making it a big deal and trying to hype it up to like increase valuations? Is that what they're critical of?
If that's what you assume when you hear he's invested in a quantum startup, rather than just he's worried about quantum and so making the investment, you're
Well,
probably.
did he make the investment and just stay silent, or has he made the investment and tried to like make like a case for the FUD argument?
He's a public VC who publishes
That's what
theses
you
about
like
his
this
investments
best
and has for years.
and I appreciate you doing that with your
If
money
you
and
have a
stuff like
problem
that.
with it,
That's a good start, man.
You're kind of,
I don't have any problem. I'm just trying to understand like what people are upset about on the
He
internet.
wrote a bunch of stuff sharing Bitcoin too earlier. I was really upset when he was doing that.
Me too.
I like Nick. Nick has helped me in the past in like 2020. He even attended one of these demo days I held where a bunch of VCs showed up to look at companies that are building on Liquid and stuff. He's always been nice to me. Like I said, my only gripe with him is he refuses to eat with his hands at beef steaks.
I don't think there's any problem with like again like He can do what the fuck he wants. It's just, do I find anything he says interesting if I know he's just doing it for financial gain? Like, is he just...
He can't move the markets with his tweets. He's not doing it for financial gain.
Does he believe that?
He's doing it for engagement then. What's the difference?
No, he's doing it because he, like many of us here, like being a think boy. And he's putting his ideas out there.
Yeah, and some people don't like think boys.
But that's not the criticism they're making. They're accusing him of pumping his bags, which just means that they're poor and communist.
That's fair.
I think that there is the poor communist thing, but there's also just the fact of, like, I don't give a fuck. Did he explain that? This is, like...
Let's get into the nitty-gritty. If he was pumping his bags, it would be at a markup, and unless the quantum company invested in is now raising capital, and his initial investment is going to be marked up, I don't really see it as pumping his bags. Now he could be just shilling his portfolio, like, for maybe solutions or maybe other like clients or something, but I don't think he could just raise the valuation like that. Someone else has to actually invest after him.
The thing that actually helps you is if you post something like that and then years down the line you're right and your investment did well, and you can point to the earlier post and see, look, this was my thesis and I have a good track record.
He was contrarian at the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's like using Twitter as a diary.
But that only works if you're correct, which is why the poor communists are missing the point.
Why can't we just not like someone and then not have to explain it?
You can dislike Nick Carter and not explain it.
I think people don't know why they like
explaining it with their bullshit.
I think people don't know why they like or dislike him. I think he hates the Bitcoiners because the Bitcoiners, mom dogpiled him, made fun of his mom who's passed away and his dad for running a marathon. They did some really low blow shit to him, but in the name of him being some shitcoiner or something because he invested in some, I think it was some KYC AML company.
It was a wallet.
Yeah.
I think where people get lost is where they feel like they have to explain why they don't like someone, and then they just start pulling at straws to try to justify it. And can't you just say, I just don't like this person?
Doesn't get as much engagement.
That's why it's all fake and gay, right there.
I think they don't like the idea of Nick Carter, this sweater vest wearing guy who went to Miami and grew a mustache too. And now gets girls.
Just say, I don't like that guy. This guy's not my guy.
They don't like that he's gotten rich in a different way than that. That's really what people don't like, is they were promised that their 0.1 Bitcoin would make them a billionaire, and Nick Carter's actually wealthy because he has made private investment.
But that's your interpolation of the situation.
Yes, that is my read on the situation.
I kind of see it that way too, because it's easy to vilify him as a VC. I see he's the opposite of Michael Shapiro. Michael Shapiro would hate him.
They actually may have a flame thing going on right now. Let me see if Michael responded.
But do you guys actually find, I don't know, it bothers me, I find when I hear people talk on Twitter Spaces or anywhere, and they're all pretending that they care about this issue so much, and they're offering their opinions, but they don't point out their bias. I'm invested in this company, and that's why.
The sentence of this piece on quantum was disclosing all of...
I'm not talking about Nick, this is not talking about Nick Carter, but just in general. It's they point out their bias, they're fine.
It'd be nice if people make the disclosures like that. I agree.
During that whole ordinal debate and all that stuff, I'm I'm just I hear devs telling me all this stuff I don't know shit because they're a dev and blah blah blah, and I'm okay, but you just want to get paid to fucking do some ordinal bullshit, I'm you're not actually, you're trying to pretend that you're some authority because you're so smart on dev, but but you just really wanted that paycheck, and that's why you're fucking, arguing that we need this technology.
So this is kind of how I feel, Chris. Like I said, I feel like I'm in quantum hell since 2024 summer, since it's the NIST specification. And it's like things like that where I hear George and Dusty arguing about like whether Udi's gonna activate a soft fork that makes OpCat happen again. I'm like, that's not how that works. And then Dusty's not having a serious convo with him because he's like, fuck George, he's an idiot. And I'm just sitting here and everyone's getting scared because of convo. And it doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere. And it's very frustrating.
Okay, I found the Michael and Nick thing. So Nick had posted this extreme bearish and central devs flatly deny that there's any quantum risk. That's what pissed me off. Zach, because that is fucking gaslighting. That's like
that is.
There's any quantum risk.
Yeah, and for the record, Adam Back is not a dev. Like maybe he was in like the 80s and 90s, but these days he's like a trader.
Michael was
We still liking it up.
Why is every...
It surprised you to hear that other industries are also like yours, full of affinity scammers with big technology. Quantum is probably one of them, but you know that. Nick responds, complains about hype and scams, quote, co-founded the ASML plus TSMC of hypersonics. I guess that's in Michael's
Portfolio.
Michael's not responded yet.
But welcome to Quantum Hell, David. You've joined me too now. Everyone's in Quantum Hell. It's only gonna get worse. Zach, you're gonna feel what
Why
you
is
thought
every...
Nick did to us.
Oh my God.
Random like Fox News guy. It's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna be like 2027. In a year, I'll sit down with you. We can go over all the proposals. I'll tell you, it is being worked on. I agree with you. The human aspect leaves a lot still to be done. But then, just the way cryptography is, it like bubbles up. You can't really be like, this is the solution. We're doing this, because someone might find like a flaw in the algorithm or something. So it needs to be thoroughly peer reviewed, and that's where they're like, they're more scared about changing something that works for something that's new and novel that hasn't been fully proven out yet.
You come here and talk your shit. You're such a loser.
Like if you can find a CV of the NIST standards or any of this like Sphinx Plus stuff, I appreciate it. It's like this is a constructive approach versus like the divisive approach where it's like, no, you're a retard, you don't
I
get
can take
this.
a picture of any book
Like
and
kind
I'll
of
just
laughing it off. Like I
can
do
take
see
a picture
devs
of
doing
any
that
book
too,
and
but
then
it's
just
like they're like defense first-person
That's really
response
fast.
to it.
Yeah, it's going at 4.5x speed right now. Inch the speed to whatever I want to, so I like to listen pretty fast because I don't have like good attention span. Speed it up, slow it down.
They have, chosen to work on like what they think is important on Bitcoin, right? Like what they've chosen to work on right now, they think is important for some reason, right? Like they made a decision and they're actually doing something. And then some random person on Twitter tells them, oh, you should actually focus on this other thing that I just found out about. Like you should, you who have invested your life in this, you should listen to me.
And it's not so much even Nick, it's that like every fucking random guy on the subway or anywhere is down on their face about some random thing they just read on like Yahoo.
How to use LED like a dermatologist. It doesn't have like a meter on this where you have to stick coins to get on. They're taxing on everything else. It's only fucking $1,000 to come here. Oh yeah.
That's a Jensen for sure, yeah.
Film cruise. Are you for real? What's it cost?
Alright,
How do y'all feel about Donald Trump?
Yeah.
No, I'm not knocking anyone out of the trend. I just called the cops on you. Because it should be illegal to be this beautiful. Yes.
some miscommunication. Both people are just like triggered and concerned.
You guys, do I know?
No, we're just spreading love.
And welcome to
Spreading
Quantum
love?
Hub.
Oh my goodness.
I just called the cops on you.
The one that I feel really contributes to the combo and hear about quantum more than anyone, I'm willing to share is they showed me this quantum mining paperwork. And then the way they can look at the header is a little different. Sometimes potentially like they do the basic course. I want to, look into that. I haven't read the paper thoroughly, but when I told Aaron originally, I was like, these things are like really dumb machines. So,
Get your top artist of
like,
the year.
I don't think you get quantum computing shot 256. It's more about breaking ECC with the discrete log assumptions. And then, he was like, no, well, it's like the way templates are created, ordering transactions. Maybe there's some entropy there that you can get with quantum. So now I'm curious about that.
Listen here, you work for us. You're a public servant. You're supposed to be professional.
That was like a blind spot for me.
Would you like my computer number?
Why did he give me a number and you can't?
That's because he gave you his computer number, bud.
Aaron's done a lot for this community. It's not, this is great, but everything else.
Hey everyone, it's
Jeremy Renner, a Hollywood star, and a 54-year-old man is being accused of threatening to call ICE on his 34-year-old filmmaking partner, E. Cho, after she confronted him for allegedly sending her unsolicited dirty photos.
You tell me the day or like a week you want to go over this stuff. Completely yours. I'll like get you up to speed on everything, whether it's Hunter Beasts or
Awesome. Thanks.
other like.
If we do that, we should. I'll bring more of the BPI people with me so they can hear as well.
Sweet.
He's open. Actually, it's probably not, but the DEC location did actually formally open. I think today.
Nice, congrats. Zach, did I hear that James O'Byrne's on the board of BPI?
No, not on the board. He's just one of our technical advisors.
Oh, okay.
I think he's on the advisory board for the peer-to-peer rights fund, along with notable Bitcoiner Mike Brock.
That's I guess you guys got a diverse board of opinions. But it's just funny, it's like, if you look at, James is actually one of the people who's very dismissive. Robin Linus is another one that's very dismissive. But then there are like devs like Jonas Nick, Lalu, Hunter Beast. People are, actually pushing. Jeremy Rubin has talked about probably quantum resistance earlier than anyone while he was doing his CTV proposal, because he figured out a way where you could do this thing called a Lamport signature. And I think that was back in 21 or 22. So, it's kind of cool now again to like actually approach the problem even if you don't think it's real by your peers.
Signature one, that's where like you could actually sort of use those now with like minimal changes.
Yep.
Like that's the kind of stuff that like
and did you see it?
These incremental like people who are worried about it and people are not like fucking everything up.
Did you see that I think it was Jeremy or someone else that talked to Dan Baudet, and then he told him about like the Winternet signature, where it's like instead of one-time signature, it's like a few-time signature, and he like added to it, so it's a little bit better and more efficient than Lamport signature too. So all this. Yeah, well, all the quantum stuff is, but yeah, like that's what I mean. Like there's all these optimizations and these like sort of peer review cycles. All these things are going through.
It's a rosé. I never had a rosé champagne. Hello. Hello, Danny. Oh, good. I want you to know that I was here in my 20s. I played in the horn in the Empire.
Dimes, and we just move those around.
And where
basically
you know,
more
like
law-abiding.
whatever long range and short range attack, you're absolutely right. You can just literally hand someone that thing, and they can look up on the blockchain.
We stop mining anything.
This war game.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's
Everyday
right too.
Americans.
We don't
In
even need
addition,
like a
we have
fucking
been briefed and we
block
have read
like the
the
miners. We
analysis
can just
which
pause
show
the chain. Dave's right.
Verify it all. You hand out open dimes.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty clever, Dave. I didn't even think about that.
People starve across the world.
Like they could be 100 block away. Just like, I don't give a fuck. Got my open dime. I want some coffee.
This fellow's being called the chillest dude in America.
I hope you like quantum, because you're gonna talk about it every day.
I hate it.
Yeah, me too, Dave. They're gonna talk about it every day until it's like 2030. It's only gonna get more annoying.
I think that's why I hate it. Because I don't think it's ever going to come to fruition. So I know it's never going to die as Bud.
I think it's entirely possible it comes to fruition, but it has to be like some crazy, miraculous sort of discovery in physics, you know? And even at that...
I don't think you can know it comes to fruition,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So it's like, that's a long possibility.
Yeah. Like even with all the capital that, you know, these quantum resistant or quantum computer people get, they still might not figure it out.
And they're getting a lot of capital right now, but I think the more people think through this, the more they think that quantum isn't that investable as a technology.
I agree.
It's destructive. It doesn't build anything. So like, why are we putting our capital in here?
Supposedly there's some like physics and chemistry related things that you
Mathematical
can...
stuff, but the addressable market is like $2 trillion, dude. That quantum can be like helpful in. Like it's like not that big.
I think that's still big, but I think you're spot on where it's like, I don't think startups really have a play in this. It's like going to be IBM and like Microsoft and Google, and like governments. Like I don't really see startups.
Dave over here, $2 trillion is too small for me to get them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I like this idea that money's going to pour into it until it happens. I don't know if it's true.
Alright, good chat, guys. Stay up. Don't let the quantum guys bully you.
So
Tell Nick, eat with his hands.
I was looking for you, Silva. We know about your fucking Portuguese brother.
Looking for me?
Oh, shit. Silva, you knew the brown shooter?
No.
Hey, Hado, you here? Silva knew the brown shooter?
Silva's fucking here. We're asking him. The brown and MIT shooter was...
You know Nuno Lorello de Silva?
Nuno?
Well, and what happens is I get the fucking Portuguese the fuck out of here! Get my fucking country, dude! That's what I'm saying, dude! Start with some...
Wait, hold on a second. I was told...
At first they came for the Portuguese, and I said, go get Silva, make sure you get him!
Dave, you're still in high school. You're a pervert. Shut up.
Oh, you want a fucking nigga?
In high school.
She just...
High school.
Yeah, you better listen to that BBC bag. You better listen to that.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Oh, but you want to fight that in your country? Oh, that's...
So we were convinced that it was the Muslim guys that were scrubbing his profile. But it seems like now, they were scrubbing his profile because he was getting falsely targeted by right wingers. Which again just makes you look more guilty when it's a comms failure on the part. But
I will say, Johnson was right about the two things being connected, and I think he was the first person I heard say it. So he gets a half. He gets a 50%.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Silva, I think there's a broader conspiracy against like Brazilians versus Portuguese, and you guys are taking this big L.
You think an 18-year-old old enough to have a rock and not old enough to have a dick in their hand?
It's a Portuguese. Yeah, it's dealer's choice on if you count them as white or not. I personally don't.
But not a dick one from somebody
Just as they're smart.
Brazilian Portuguese is the real Portuguese.
You know what happens every time there's a terrorist attack? Every Arab on the planet goes, and then we get Portuguese, and we go, and
Hello?
I still want us to fucking deal with the Portuguese and take them out as brown guys too. What the fuck?
Hey, listen, we don't fuck with these
Hello?
pictures, you know.
Hello?
Silva, do they even paella? I thought that was
I sampled their sausage.
Hello?
Communication is hypnosis. Come on, let's get it out the way, John. Go ahead, Zoe.
Malcador, let's go. You know what?
Get it out the way.
Let's get it, bro.
All right, I'd like to address the topic at hand. Point of order. Man is indeed infinitely great. We are so vast and profound, you have no idea. That man with those stinky dreads, what a waste of time. But not you, talking apes. Man is from the beyond. The clarion call. We are from Mars. We are from Venus. We are from Uranus. And when you go inside Uranus, you find the secret source of all gravity, density, meaning, joy, joy, joy. But there are people on this app who will waste your time because they came here with brain rot so severe that they will convince you that you yourself are actually accomplishing something here. But you know it's true. You know that this is a huge waste of fucking time. You know it, and I know it, and you've got nothing better to do, and you're lazy.
That is very strange.
Yo, I like the way they changed the topic, though.
Yeah.
Every time somebody tells somebody that Trump is a piece of shit, y'all want to change the topic. This shit is crazy. And I'm a Republican, by the way, just not a MAGA.
Trump only can defeat women. That's the only way he won against women.
He won because he's a Democrat lying to the Republicans. Now he can't even keep his eyes open to fucking me.
Yeah, I think you might be confusing.
See, when he went against Biden, he got smoked.
I ain't worried about Biden. Who's the president now?
So when he went against him, he got smoked.
Right. Could be that too. I'm just gonna.
We just know they went to school together.
I'm gonna take it from you. You know.
Huddle was warning me the guy from Shapiro was going to kill me in a similar ilk. So
The guy that was killed is.
It's a. By the way, I've seen this happen, and it always pinpoints back to college or high school. And these people decide that somebody in college or somebody in high school ruined their fucking life. Gonna, do something about it. Like it's a real thing that happens.
The guy that was killed from MIT he's from a town in Portugal that's not far from where my family was from.
Oh, so this is inter-Portugal beef. Don't bring your ethnic shit here, fucking Portuguesers.
we've been talking about American, bitch. Well, hey, listen, we've been talking about Portuguese and Portuguese crime for a long time in this country.
I just know some of the language that my mom was born.
Hey, get your portion greasy ass out.
Eat your seafood and rice and fuck out of here.
Fuck off!
You guys ready?
I love doing white racism.
He told him paella and we fucking died, bro. That's like, that's Spanish.
And then Silva wanted to deny it, but he was like, we do have a similar dish. Yo, Silva, get your buzz ass out of here.
Salting fish, that's buckle up.
How did Portuguese...
I know that's not the paella similar thing, but it's just...
How did the Spanish and the Portuguese end up with language while basically occupying the same territory?
We fucked those sticks up, that's why.
But you guys ended up with no land. Yeah.
Silva thought the list was kind of gay.
With the most beautiful part of the land, the coast.
Silva, you guys don't fuck with that lisp shit, right? You thought that was kind of gay.
Yeah, we don't fuck with that shit. That lisp shit is gay. Yeah.
España, you're like, fuck no, Portugal.
We talk more we have more affectations in the language like French, like zh, instead of the lisp.
The dachi.
Well, that's Brazil. The Brazilians took it to a whole Indian level where they talk differently. Like their T's are cheese. It's a weird fucking fuck those people.
I'm telling John said what you said.
Tell them. You want to talk about mudbloods, all right? There you go. First thing is a mudblood.
How de Queijo is fucking dope, though.
It is good. Yeah, that's some good shit.
Is it probably Queijo? I forgot how to say.
It's just bread with cheese baked into it. It's good.
Yeah, it's at the Fogo.
Like the most racist fuck New Year.
You gotta skip it at Fogo to keep room for just meat only. But
Yeah, you can have it at the end.
By the way, it's like the worst Brazilian tortilla you can get. If you can get the good Brazilian dude.
It's not the amount of bangers, right? And it just, the amount of Bitcoiners who made me go to fucking Fogo de Chao. I have been to Fogo de Chao 20 times since I've been in Bitcoin because every Bitcoiner's like, oh, Bitcoiners love me, we should go to Fogo de Chao. Like, no.
You guys a real Portuguese version of Newark, New Jersey has a few nice, really good Portuguese restaurants.
Just once I want the Bitcoiners to just be like, let's go to sushi. Just once. Yeah.
Yeah, but you should most of the time it's very basic. It's not that good. It is what it is. It's not good.
It is what it is. You can't reach me for it. Now we got this country, we've got these fucking Portuguese running all over. We got these Hey, shot a fucking Republican too. Fuck. And the young girl, she was the head of the Republican club, which is why everybody thought at first it was targeted towards Republicans, but she also shot a random dude from Uzbekistan. So it's like, I don't know how coordinated it was, and they were in economics at the time, but he thought it was physics. He's a crazy fuck, right? He's a crazy fuck. He's a crazy fuck who was activated by a bomb. That's who he is.
I mean, look, I don't
Been doing a lot of activations
that
lately.
someone could be some kind of mind control shooter. I honestly think that that's still possible. I don't know, but it's so hard to prove that kind of shit. You're never gonna get anything.
well, in this case, it was the aliens who did it too. I mean, chances of evidence.
The aliens. Oh, that's a new angle.
This guy that went on.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Who here does brisket often?
I do it occasionally.
When you season it, you dry rub it?
Generally, yeah. I don't ever I don't ever marinate or anything.
Yeah, do you how do you dry rub it? Do you wrap it after you dry rub it, put it in the fridge, or do you...
No, I pretty much go straight, because it's going to be cooking for so long, I just go straight from dry rub to butcher paper or foil, whichever I'm using, and then cook it, and then that's all. So I wrap it when I cook it. Yeah, don't you?
No.
PTR before his current picture. I took him to sushi. I'm trying to change the ways with the youngins.
What I have done, and I don't mind huddle, is like once I get it to 180, I'll wrap it in foil and put a whole bunch of beef tallow in.
That sounds
It
good.
will make the bottom. It will make the bottom crust a little bit soggy.
Do you pull it and put it in a cooler, or no? You skip that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always rest it for at least 2 hours.
Do you wrap it when it goes in the cooler, or you just put it on the tray?
Absolutely wrap it.
Okay. So you cook it you cook it and then you pull it and then you wrap it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do butcher paper the whole time, and it always turns out good, man.
Do you now?
What are you cooking on though? What are you cooking on?
Like a Traeger.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I used to.
When you have it in butcher paper, what do you wrap it in anything else when it's resting, or?
Yeah, just butcher paper the whole time.
Do you wrap a towel around
No, actually that's not true. I'll put a towel around it. In the cooler.
We do build, and we sometimes have dialogue with more than one. Bye, AI. Bitch.
Oh man.
There's no paramours around the child at all. So
Paramours?
It's up to the parents' discretion. So you gotta be you can't be on those sneaking creep.
It continues because woven in that narrative is even children of Isaiah who are also seen as signs and wonders, and then ultimately it
Hello?
Can you hear me? You have another child that is born that is mentioned in Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, who would be a great light, and I guess in a sense to bring a sense of peace and joy to Ahaz's concern. And
Yeshua, land your plane. We ain't got all day.
I know. Be a safe passenger.
Before, between you and Discord, and I can easily give up Discord because I don't want to lose my wife, right? Because you kind of was very adamant about it, and it was toxic, and she was right. It was harming our relationship. It was bad for me, and I wasn't doing the right things, and so I wasn't living right. I wasn't even going to church. I wasn't doing anything right, and so. When it came to the situation now, I feel God calling me to do this, right? Now my wife is not going to be happy at all about it. So it was like, well, I'm going to be honest. Like, if it's between God and you, like, it's going to be God. She was kind of like startled, right? And she kind of like did some things in terms of like titles and things like that to say, hey, I'm leaving. Right? And I was okay with it. I was okay with it because I meant it. If it's between God and you, like, it's gonna be God. And somehow, by my willingness to just to do that, like, she sort of did not leave. Let's just put it that way. So I'm still with her now. Right? I do love her. And I've been with her 20 years, but
it sounded like you were going to ask me something before, and I think maybe we got distracted.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I was asking you, like, what is it that made you want to, from the beginning, like come to this room?
Well, I can give you the specific reason that prompted me sitting in on the rooms. I was already watching Tom Rabbit's YouTube channel prior to that. And I'm not saying this to like make you uncomfortable, but it was in January 2023 where Tom did a live stream where he learned that you weren't like legally married to your wife.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my god. This John Lee guy, it's like, because, you know, it was just the videos that he uploaded. That was all I knew about you, right?
And I have a lot of videos.
What was prior to that, exactly.
Okay, I have a question. Did you know me before the video, or you knew me through the video?
Yeah, that's why I was so intrigued by it, because it was like the context of what I had heard you say already. Like, I obviously knew you were a Christian. I heard you say XYZ things, blah, blah, blah. And then seeing that, like, title and seeing, like, not married, and I was like, I mean, if I'm being honest, it was just, to me, just seemed like rank hypocrisy. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, like, defend you or anything. But it was just so fascinating to me, because, like, I said to you maybe a week or so ago that I kind of view these rooms as like Real Housewives of Discord / Clubhouse. It's like a drama to me that I'm watching.
Like reality TV for you?
Yeah, basically, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, that was why I started actually sending it on the rooms, because I was like, I don't want to miss anything. It's like, what if you won't upload it? But
there's a lot of things like that, for sure. For some, you know, honestly, I don't see myself as an interesting person at all, right? But it's a case that that's what I don't understand, right? And so I've literally had people like if I go to one room, I literally have a bunch of people like ending up in that room, and I go to a different room, and those same people be in the other room, like I don't know if I would call it like they're stalking me or they're following me or whatever, but it's kind of like strange, because like I said, dude, I do not at all think I'm an interesting person. Like, if I ever go to public, I'm talking to people, I'm always the one asking about their life and asking the questions and interviewing them. And people just like to talk about themselves, so I just let them, and I'm listening, and I'm fascinated, I'm interested. And so in my travels and my interactions, that's the kind of person I am. But in these circles, it's so weird. I get like bombarded with hundreds of questions nonstop. And it's like, I don't understand why. I genuinely don't.
I mean, I know you don't, I guess I would say, I know you don't really like that, so I actually hold back frequently, because there will be questions, I mean, you know, like I mentioned before, your, what's it called, your, I don't know, I guess conversion story. I had always wanted to ask about it, but I never did, just because I didn't want to bother you, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just from reading the Bible.
Yeah.
No arguments, no nothing. That's it.
Eric, do you love Jesus?
Do I love Jesus? Yes, sir.
No, Eric. Eric the cat.
I didn't hear what music.
He's asking me if I love Jesus. No.
Oh, he's asking you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought he was asking.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm not really interested in that kind of discussion, so.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Well, I mean, do you like books, Eric? Have you ever read the New Testament? Have you read Luke, Matthew, John? Have you ever read, you know, what was the last book you read, Mr. Eric?
Determined by Robert Sapolsky.
What was determined by Robert Sapolsky?
It's nonfiction.
Okay.
What did you learn from it?
Never read a book. It's usually fiction, by the way, because I like a good story.
Yeah, mostly for me as well. Yeah.
Did you learn anything from it? Anyways, I just think the book club's the greatest thing in the world, John. And I'm so glad that you love Jesus and you love, you know, the Bible, because you read books, you know, and a lot of people on here on this app, as you know, they don't actually read anything. And they come on this app and they just want to talk, you know, and that's their solution to their situation. But, you know, I hate to say it, you're never going to change your situation if you don't, start taking in books.
I'll tell you what, dude. There's a lot of hostility around everywhere, and so it was interesting was when I had Andrew Hart. Oh my goodness! Every time I have him, like on my stage or I'm in his room or just whatever, there's so much hostility towards certain individuals. He's one of them, and it was so interesting because you and I think his name is Gary Krause or something, and Greg, something else. I think it's Greg Krause. Anyway, two Gregs and you were just railing on him, and they're just all like divergent beliefs.
Well, John, I'm actually, I've been roasting people on this app for many years. And, I look at you as someone who could be susceptible to being roasted and being made fun of in a cruel way, which I think is not kind and really pathetic of people who might, want to try to like shame you, embarrass you, attack you. Those type of people are lacking their own self-confidence and self-esteem, and thus you are a target of their own lack of self-actualization. And so, that's why I say, you know, I don't know, John. I mean, you got a great thing going, but education and being a teacher is a real thing. University professors, they believe in information transfer, and that's education. And a lot of people on this app just they want the drama.
So, like Eric over here. But so, question is, one statement first. First of all, I know exactly what you're talking about because I live it for a very long time. Just the nature of the beast, and I accept it. So, my room is called Fools for Christ Ministry, right? I understand that the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it's the power of God. So there's nothing that I'm ashamed of, right? And so I understand that's going to happen. But the question is, what am I to do about it? That's actually my message today. These people that you're talking about, yeah, of course there's a lot. They're malicious, very much so. And they have a lot of hatred for Christ, for Christianity, and for me. But what am I to do? Right? And what I need to do, what Christ is telling me to do, is to love them and pray for them. And I'm like, pray for them. I was looking over my prayer list. Has none of those individuals that are like attacking me, the kind that you're talking about. And I said, wait, why is that? And so actually, there was 4 individuals last night that were really coming at me hard, ankle biting, dunking, dogpiling, whatever you want to call it. And then the mods, unfortunately, were sort of allowing it in a sense, so I kind of left the room. But I thought to myself, like these individuals are going through something that you just described, and it begins with something like a self-hatred. That's where it begins, and they're just kind of projecting that onto me, and onto God, because they hate God too, whether they know it or not. Sometimes they say, how can I hate a God I don't even believe in? Well, I think at the very least, you hate the concept of God. And so, what am I to do with these people? Well, this morning, very early in the morning, it was the understanding that I need to pray for them. So I made a list, 4 people on that list. They're on my prayer list now. These people, these individuals that have been coming at me for years, actually, every time I say what, I could be listening for 6 hours. As soon as I say one word, like they just like certain individuals just like try to cut me off and that kind of stuff because they're so bothered by it. Kind of like Andrew gets the same for whatever reason there too. But yeah, some of the situations is actually my own doing because I'll probably even say most of those things are situations that I sort of instigated in terms of trolling, so forth and so on, or reacting when I didn't need to, and maybe they harbor that against me. So there's a lot of things that I did wrong too. But we also understand that there's going to be hostility in the world for the things of Christ. And so I have to differentiate, okay, is it something I'm doing wrong, or is it just because they don't like God? I often found it's actually, most of the time, it's because I was doing something wrong. And it's like a gut check, like it's something I need to be repentant. But once I did that, it's like different now. It's like some of the things that people are responding to me, they're responding to me differently. I think they recognize that maybe I'm being like more humble in their eyes, because if I have like some sort of arrogance, they just have a natural desire to knock me down a few pegs or something. So
John, do you think you're a fool though?
Do I think I'm a fool? No, sir. But I understand that people consider me one. Sure. That's what it's saying up there.
Well, metaphorically speaking, I mean, do you understand the fool in tarot is Beth, which is, no, it's the magician. But anyways, I'm just saying there's a lot of like occult metaphor going on. And I'm just wondering, do you think you're playing a game? Do you think you're playing this identity, John, the Christian, coming on this app, having this peaceful voice, bringing people in, being this curator, almost like, a circus, it's like you're the circus master. Do you think you are doing some type of performance?
Hopefully not. Hopefully this is not performative.
But when you say hopefully not, it is actually performative, whether you like it or not, because you are on a stage.
So depending on, I guess I'm wondering what it is dependent upon. Now, one of the things I'm hesitant about is like, speaking to an audience that is really not engaging with me. And so sometimes I open up the room and there's just some people in the audience, but like there's only me on stage, or maybe there's another 2 people, but they can't talk because they're at work, but they're on stage. And so now I gotta just talk my mind or something. And so it makes me very uncomfortable. But what my wife was saying, she says, listen, she has a lot of entertainers and professional musicians in her family, and even professional ball players, by the way. But anyway, she's talking about like entertaining. She says, when you go up there, right, like, because I told her I had problems with oral reports and things like that in 7th grade. And she says, like, like people are rooting for you because they want to be entertained too, right? And so you have to kind of have this dynamic with the audience to where you're understanding that you're there for their entertainment. So kind of like what you're saying, rights, why they're valuable, what they can be used for in a lot. Like it's performative, right? However, I think the word performative has a little bit of baggage in a sense of meaning like insincere, maybe. It's like a sort of a facade of sorts, masking the reality of something underneath. So I don't exactly know what you mean by performative? Because there's two different ways to understand it.
Well, either way, I mean, look at my PTR. That's me with a clown wig on. And so, I film everything I do here on Clown House. And so I consider myself a performer, an artist, a communicator, a politician, musician, magician, etc., the filmmaker. So I'm just saying the fool is the entry level position, the internship that will get you from the mailroom maybe to the executive suite. So it is all performative in a way because most of the sounds that most people emit their entire life, they're barely that intelligent, yet you have judges and doctors, etc., that make these fantastic claims about positions of authority, but actually they don't really do much. It's more their decorum, their professionalism, very little with regards to science or research or any kind of credibility. Most people are just consumer packaged good distributors. So I'm just saying, if you really love Christ and you think the Bible's the greatest book in the world, you would be really interested and totally invested in analyzing the sacred texts as opposed to having nonstop verbal discourse or what I call conversational hypnosis.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm in agreement with that. In a sense that I think that a lot of these places have hours upon hours upon hours of just useless chatter, right?
Not hours, thousands, years.
So yeah, I mean, but I also find it fascinating that people who claim not to believe in God are really the ones wanting to talk about God every day for years and years and years. I just find that interesting. Like, if I didn't believe in something, why would I want to constantly talk about it?
They're playing a different game though, John. They're doing the Zen game of denial, like the River Nile. They are using you as their corollary or analog or essentially opposite to do confirmation bias on their position that there is no God.
Yeah, actually, I need to go to the post office because my friend wrote a book. I don't know if you know a guy named Johnny Haas. He wrote a book called The Courtroom of Atheism. And his claim is that atheists are using Christians so they can make judgment in the seat of judgment against the God and being accusatory, with regard to him being evil or contradictory or something like that. So, yeah, that's what he's saying that people are doing. They're using us who are believers so that they could do that. And I guess the message that he's saying is, like, we Christians ought not let them put themselves in the seat of judgment against our God. Something like that.
See, it's just another game. Everyone is essentially running scientific experiments every minute of their life, every 30 minutes, every hour. And when an atheist and a theist debate, that is an experiment in human consciousness, in linguistic, semantic, one-upmanship. No one wins at the end of a 30-minute, 1-hour debate because the whole debate is basically conflict and friction. There's no relaxation or release from the communication exchange. I'm simply saying, as an AI clown and a fool for Christ, there's a lot of information that was developed and generated over the past 100 years from, anyways. I'm just saying that Clown House can be productive and useful, but it can also use you. I like to call it the analogy of the fishing net or the spider's web. Like, technically, John, you are the fisherman, just like Christ. But some people are spiders, and they catch their flies, and they will drink their blood and give them nothing. They will take everything from them. So it's up to you on how you want to use this app, aka a conference call, to exchange information. But you can see that the genie in the bottle is very emotional. So the internal emotional state is really what's on display on this app. And when people want to get nasty or waste your, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying that I really like books, and I got to go to the gym and have a nice breakfast.
Yeah. So, how are you doing, Matt? First time you stopping by in a while, huh? Are you even available to talk, or are you at work? Maybe he's at work. What about you, Daniel? How are you doing, man? Are you able to
What's up,
speak?
John?
Nothing much. How's the trolling business?
Sorry, John. I didn't get a chance. I was just talking to someone, so I couldn't respond real.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that you were open, so I just figured I'd jump in real quick.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
I won't be able to stay long. There's just on break here.
Okay.
I saw that the other rooms on Discord were dead, so I figured you were over here, or at least Haiti and Jason's room. So I figured you were here.
No, yeah, I told Haiti that I'm going to be doing this for the next couple of hours, so I still have, a lot of time here left. But so wow, don't have much to talk about.
John, if I may, at some point, if you can put me in your queue, I would like to do Bible flashcards for just like 60 seconds or 3 minutes if I can.
Now, when you say Bible flashcards, what is this, like Bible verses?
Yeah, it's just Bible verses put on little cards.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind. Sometimes I do like a Bible reading here, just so that I get some like verses coming out.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can do it now if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll listen.
Okay, so I from a communication language perspective, I believe that all communication is hypnosis. And so take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, because I'm about to read you Bible verses, which will hopefully relax you and fill you with wisdom. Here's what I want you to do. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, you're eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for Him. We are the people God watches over, the flock under His care. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. It is not that we think we are qualified to do anything on our own. Our qualification comes from God. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. It's working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You, dear Clown House friends, must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit.
So yeah, a lot of those verses that you said.
Yeah, John, you look interesting. There was something of a kerfuffle last night. Am I coming in? Am I audible, Johnny?
You
All right. Last night, Greg, Calvinist Greg, or Reform Greg, I think that may be his last name, and his friend Mr. Bill had something of a conflict with Andrew R. and Congressman.
Okay.
Am I able to speak without you, like, sort of over talking me, dude?
Okay.
Bro, what are you doing? It's okay. If you don't want me to speak, then I won't speak. So anyway, Congress Contender and Andrew R. I ended up seeing Greg and Mr. Bill in Andrew's room, which is strange. Usually those reform guys stick to themselves and they don't mind any drama. They're just like, hey, we're gonna do our own thing. But he went in there. And the reason they went in there, I believe, is because Congress had a really sour engagement with Matt Yester, where Matt Yester wouldn't allow him to speak. And so, anyway.
Wait, quickly.
Pardon,
Andrew went into Matt Yester's room? Is that what happened?
Well, earlier, I believe Andrew and Congress Contender were in the reformed room.
Wow, okay.
And
Matt Yester didn't let him speak because he's a mod. I definitely understand that dynamic. But go on.
Well, I was trying to say that, so Matt Yester and Congress were trying to have an engagement, and Matt Yester was being really hostile. I don't know why with the beef would be, because Congress seems pretty reformed to me, actually. But anyway, the idea is about people like, the question is about someone like a Matt Yester, and what happens to people over time when they engage on social media with people with opposing views, and how their attitudes toward discussion changes. So you have someone like a Matt Yester or Darth Dawkins, or someone maybe who you used to be like, where there's just this hostility and resentment build up. Can you speak a little bit about Matt Yester, or about just people like Matt Yester in general who have become sour a little bit over time?
Well, when I came to Clubhouse, I went to the room and I was trying to talk to Matt Yester. Lee was there, L-E-I-G-H Lee, and I was trying to talk with him. He was hostile toward me. He kept cutting me out again. And so I can tell you what, because I made a statement about something that Jesse Powell taught me. I want to share with him what he thought about it. And he was very hostile to anything. And then he said something like, you haven't changed one bit. What he said to me, I go, okay, I haven't seen that in years, so there's something he was holding on to from years ago. Apparently, to make that comment. I don't even know what he's referring to, but that happened like that one time. And so I said, listen, I retract my statement. I just want to listen. Right? And over here, you have a lot of good things to say I haven't said, and so I'd like to learn and just listen to what you have to say. He wouldn't allow it. He kept trying to interrogate me and answer his questions, and at that point I said, I'm just going to leave. So I didn't. So fast forward, and there's a room that Prashant, I know Prashant, I really like the guy, so I went to his room, we're talking, we're having a really good time. Then Matt Yester, he was there, but he was silent. And he starts attacking me again.
I read this book by this guy.
And I was just like, got to the point where it's like, I'm just going to leave again. So I left. And so that's my situation, Matt Yester. Personally, those two characters, they were very hostile toward me. So I know pretty much exactly what you're talking about. And I think those guys said to me, like, we don't agree with what Matt Yester, how he behaves, and we talked to him about it. That's what was explained to me. So I think those guys are in recognition of Matt maybe getting out of hand. So now that you mention Converse and Andrew going there, which is surprising to me, by the way, but the way that Matt has treated them, that's no surprise there. So that's Matt Yester, but obviously, what are you trying to say though? I don't understand.
No, it's not so much about trying to say something. It's more that I have a genuine curiosity. Why it would be that, like, why is Matt Yester behaving the way he is toward people that pretty much have a very similar theology? Maybe, I guess it's a personality. Is it a personality thing?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, if I may. So you kind of always got.
You said something different. You said something about Greg and Mr. Bill. I'm assuming going into Andrew's room. You started off that way. So what does that have to do with that history?
Michael has the right take, which is yeah. So what happened was Greg was having a discussion with Sasha.
Okay. I remember. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. But anyway.
Yeah, he had a discussion with Sasha last night. And
last night? Okay.
Last night. Yeah. And Greg had some very harsh things to say about Sasha and the way Sasha's behaving. And Converse piped up and said something like, well, you didn't object to the way that Matt Yester was treating me. And it seems that Sasha was being more polite than Matt Yester was.
Okay.
I mean, so Greg was kind of upset last night. But it was interesting to see them out of that little echo chamber. But yeah, just a little bit of drama that was going on there. But the main question I had for you was, it seems like you have always got this reputation of and got criticized because you associated with atheists or you primarily wanted to be around
Well, that's what Darth Dawkins said to me, that I hang out with the worst of the worst. And, that kind of... Is that what we're talking about?
That's right, and that's what Greg was saying about Andrew, about the criticism of him, and about Andrew's rooms. So, it's the idea is there's this insular type like Greg, and then like Matt Yester, and then there are like these extroverts like Andrew are, and you mix it up with different people. And it's so interesting the contrast between the two. But Greg had a lot of criticism toward Andrew because he mixes it up with like atheists and stuff. And I noticed he was kind of got heat for that as well. It'd be around the heathens or the this or that. What do you say about those criticisms? Surrounding himself with atheists and sorry, go ahead.
So as far as me, a lot of the criticisms are valid, by the way, just to let you know. You may not have heard me say that because my attitude has changed in the last couple of months. And I saw Darth Dawkins fairly recently, maybe 3 months ago or so. And I told him like that he was right. Some of the things he was saying about me. I came to that sort of realization. I wanted him to know that I've been repentant about that. And then it so happened he had to go, I had to go, I couldn't get back. And so I haven't talked to him since because I wanted to talk to him about something else actually. But that's how it began. And there's a lot of things that you don't know, Daniel, right? Some of the things that Tom has said to me. How about this one, Brian Dempsey? As I was thinking about what Brian Dempsey said, and I know you were there because you said thank you, Brian, at the end of that recording. I agree with that too. Daniel. So
I remember that. That was fantastic when Brian completely sort of chastised you and repeated your. Yeah, the only thing was like getting fellow reformed people doing YouTube was amusing at one point.
well,
Really had you humiliated publicly.
and that's why too, because that's a person I respected actually. I used to go to Bible study groups, right? And to learn. And then when he said that at the time, I was like, oh man, you were just writing for weeks and months, and even last night. What happened since last night? Because you were actually defending in a lot of ways. That you're saying this to me, and it has to be the recordings. That was just given to him, probably by Silverstar. I don't care. But he made some statements there, and whether it's just based upon recording, or it's based upon whatever matters, the substance of what he was talking about, about this narcissism, about this not representing Christianity and all this stuff, like that was correct.
I've heard it all before, Big Dad. Get some
And I was like, actually, like, I was in denial of a lot of things that Tom said to me.
Not to value and employment of superior ability.
I was assigning it to, well, you know what, it's just because y'all hate Jesus or something. And I don't know what I'm rationalizing. But it was really not that. It was my behavior, my sin behavior, actually. So, I've since committed to not engage.
Do not let the SBSE and
you and me, dude, I think,
and the connected attorneys dismiss the
you're a particular type of troll, but although I'm a different kind of troll, I think you and me are just both trolling, like non-stop. That's what I think, or we used to anyway. And I just don't want to be part of that anymore, you know. So that's where I am now.
Yeah, it's interesting that you are coming clean with this, but you have to remember that many of us that spend time with you, I mean, this doesn't come as a surprise whatsoever. I mean, we've been saying it for years and years, but it seems like you keep telling us over and over. You're like, well, you know, I was just trolling and I didn't really love Jesus and I was being a narcissist and I was. We've been saying that for years. What are you talking about?
You've been saying that to me, but
I've been saying it about you. We've known that. You should be telling that to other people about it. We know what you're doing. You think we're naive?
Well, here's the thing, Daniel.
We've known you were doing that, dude.
Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't know I was doing that. That's the whole point. And it's like a humbling experience to think that not just other brothers or Christians like Daniel, or not Daniel, but Brian or someone like that, atheists have been telling me for years, right, Daniel? And the thing was, in my eyes, like everyone's eyes, you know what really was interesting to me was that Tom's a pretty perceptive guy. And he would like say something about somebody, and I would agree. I go, wow, that's pretty perceptive. Like, and some other person, another person, he's always consistently, generally like correct. And then he'd say something about me, and it was all of a sudden it'd be like, no, that's not true. You're just making it up for this reason, that reason. And I thought about it, and I go, wait a minute. All of these people, I think, that he's saying about is right, but when he's saying about me, all of a sudden he's wrong. Like there's something wrong with that picture. And I was so blind, I'm telling you, Daniel, I was so blind to my own actions that even when explicitly said to me, repeatedly so, right, for years, I was blind to it. That's what my eyes have been open to recently. And sometimes it's in incredulous for someone to do. How could you not know that about yourself? We've told you this how many times? And Johnny Haas too. Do you know how many times Johnny Haas?
She does 360.
It
better if she just put the X jam.
And it was like I had to admit to him, like after years, because he asked me, he goes, "Was I right?" And I said, "Yeah, you were." And at the time, and all those times, like I didn't think he was right. And the thing interesting about it, I asked Johnny, like, he tried to tell me all these things all those years. I asked him, did you pray for him? He said no. And there was this time, like, he was so distraught. It was like the low of lows for me in his eyes. And he felt he didn't even want to talk to me anymore. He was like, I prayed for you, is what he told me. I remember this, it was like a Friday. And so, yeah, Johnny. And so, Johnny Haas prayed for me. And the thing is,
he's a notorious fucking troll.
Wait a minute. Okay. So,
you are the most confusing person, man.
Hang on. So all I'm saying is that prayer that you told me did, to me, seemed sincere. And I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying this because of his prayer exclusively or anything like that. I think it's the case that, like, God wanted to move and he inspired Johnny to pray because he already intended to move. And God moved in a big way in my life, man. Like, you heard the recording, right? Or I don't know if you heard the recording or you heard about the recording that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. You actually heard it?
Yeah, I heard the whole thing. I mean, I don't think
I don't think he
touched the kid, for as far as I know.
No, I did not. But the thing is this, okay?
So what is it?
So the point is that thing I held for 40 years, Daniel, never told a soul. Not a soul. And the thing was, like, once I started getting those feelings out, Sugar told me, you're committing social media suicide, is what he said. Well, that didn't actually happen. In fact, quite the opposite happened. And for me personally, it was like kind of like freedom. And there's a lot of things that were holding me back, and now I feel free. So that's where I am today. I'm in a really good place right now, Daniel. And I don't think I was in a good place all those times within, the communities that I visited. So anyway, I'm just trying to say, kind of like that was then, this is now. Because I know you've known me for a long time, and you know me a certain way, and I'm just saying, I'm not that person anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I've noticed that you aren't. I mean, it's only time will tell, right? Always with that, but
of course,
it seems it though, at least. But the truth is that when I first met you, I don't think it was until we started poking at you and kind of making it good for you until you started to troll back. So in a lot of ways, I feel like you. The first time I met you, you were one of the most friendly. I remember the moment, and you were strikingly friendly, almost in like a naive sort of like way, like, hey, what's going on, guys? You want to play? We're going to be talking about this stuff. And I just thought you were extraordinarily, nice guy. And I felt like because you were giving off that vibe, you were inviting. It was almost as if you were inviting people to pick on you.
Okay.
And I think that's what happened. Like, we just started relentlessly messing with you. And that's when you started to troll, though. So I think you being completely taking on the entire burden of all of this isn't quite fair on yourself. Because we really did just mess with you because you seem like you just seem like a chump and like a pushover.
guess I'm so weak. Well, I guess I'm so weak that it requires 10 people to jump on me, right? So
John,
basically,
you presented yourself in that way, and we took advantage of it, and you noticed that we were rolling over and laughing, mocking you.
of course,
And that probably set you off to be more of a troll.
it did.
We stoked the flames of, you know, your passion, your trolling.
You did.
Yeah,
It was sort of suppressed, but it was always there. Is what you're saying, right?
I don't know. I didn't know you before that. I know on Facebook you were like, not well, as far as
Let me say this, Daniel. I didn't change my bio since I got here, so yeah. So you notice how it says 1 Corinthians 13 right there, right? If you go on, it talks about love and so forth, right? That's coming on the heels of Facebook Messenger, where I actually made a public apology to atheists. And that's a long story, but that's where I came to Clubhouse. Sort of.
You read it to us out loud. You read. We had the whole post.
Mm-hmm. So that.
I know what you did.
So you know exactly the letter that I'm talking about.
John.
So from that letter I came here, and that didn't work out too well after a while. After a long while, I thought people could get under my skin, and people were trying, you especially, and I thought I could handle it. But as people kept, looking for any weakness and trying to exploit it, because it was a game to them, to get at me or get to me, and when they did though, it was like after like maybe 2 years, I even said the F word for the first time after 2 years. Before you know it, I'm throwing F-bombs left and right 20, 30 times a day.
John, can I just interject here before Daniel goes again?
Dude, stop, man. What are you doing?
I'm speaking.
Finish that with John. Just please.
No, just let him say something. Go ahead.
Fuck you, John.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, if Daniel really wants to say something, go ahead, Daniel.
See, there you go, Daniel. What did you want to say?
Look, I lost my train of thought now. Do you remember? This is what I used to really get under your skin. You and me discussion about like the problem of evil, and he has this version of it where he asks, "So was there evil sans creation?" And anyway, I remember that. So anyway, what I would do is I would create a room, and there'd be like 40 people in it or 50 people, and I would play it in slow motion. You would slowly be saying, yes, there's people prior to creation. There's only gods, there's the only thing there.
I revised my position.
That is what we completely humiliated you publicly in slow motion.
I'll tell you what, as I sort of have a rough estimate, you played that approximately 70 times in back rooms, just to impress me, right? It's about 70-something, it's pretty close. So, yeah, I laugh about it because I remember that. It was like one of those statements I didn't even think about that I said, but you guys have a recording of it. And now, because even if I change my position, it doesn't matter because you have the recording of it. And the more and more you guys play it, it's meant to be embarrassing to me. But if you know me, Daniel, or if you know me, most of these things don't bother me, right? And I don't think that bothered me. But I will say this: not only you, but other people can try and try and try. A lot of them are very skilled at finding weaknesses in human beings and with malicious intention, to harm, right? And that's what I'm talking.
this is actually the title for this particular situation, right? It even goes into people I haven't seen for a while. They came to Discord, and they just want to pick up where they left off in a sense of having that sort of thrill, maybe trying to make me out to be a Bulls cow once again, or that kind of a thrill, so to speak, right? And for whatever reason, like when you say that I'm just like a magnet, or like it's almost like you're saying like I might as well have a sign on the front and back of my white T-shirt that says "Troll me," right, or something like that, right? It's kind of like what you're saying, though, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So I recognize that, at least then, the difference between them and then and now. I thought I had tools, coping skills, ability, experience, all these things to be immune from that. But what I realized, it was like, it's only like, it only made people try harder. Especially you, by the way. Like I noticed you were not satisfied.
I would rather be hated.
And so you tried really hard, I remember. I think at one point, I think you were frustrated, as I recall. And you said something like that you couldn't get to me, and you could get to other people. I don't know if you remember saying it.
Doody dum-dum.
I think it's at the same time, you've just probably more than anyone else. So, I mean, I did say you were really good.
But I know how to get under people's skin, too, in a different way, right?
I know. I'm more overt about it.
But it's defensive for me, if you understand.
Yeah. But you're not someone that I would want to tangle with, because I've seen how subtle you can be, and you're good, man. But whatever, the cumulative effect was like really striking. I mean, you were crumbled, and finally the denouement, sort of the crescendo, was when you kind of went up on Sophia with the dirty dicks thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was
your symphony number 5, so to say.
That was the beginning of the end. So I mean, there's a lot of things. Anyway, it was a slow process.
I was there for that real time. It's like, people are, where were you on like September 11th? Like, where were you on this special event? And when people are like, well, where were you when John had the Dirty Dicks meltdown? I was like, I was right there. The Dirty Dicks red, man.
And this is what I was asking. Listen, I was talking to Eric right here. I don't know if you know him, but he said that what he got fascinated with was me, this Christian dude, announcing that he's been with a woman for 20 years and he's not even married to her. Right? That was the narrative anyway, right? And so he was like, wow, the sheer level of hypocrisy here, it fascinated him from that Tom Rabbit video, right? That's what he was saying. It says like watching reality TV. To me as a person in terms of like fascination or something. Like, and I was telling him, like, I have not anything like, how am I gonna say? Like, I'm just a plain person, dude. Look at my profile.
Hey John, this is AI. Can you put me in your queue after you're complete? Thanks.
I can't really hear. I think you're breaking up a little bit, Eric. AI.
I was just gonna say after you're finished, if you could put me in your queue, thanks.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you want to say any more, Daniel. Looks like AI let you go on. Want to say something?
If you let me go on, brother, I'll just say one final thing. Oh, I gotta refresh my phone and quit.
But why don't you go on? Oh, dude.
Well, perfect, next one. Yeah, I just wanted to say. No,
now you're trolling, dude.
What do you mean?
What do you say?
That's not cool, man. But anyway.
What did it mean?
But anyway. No, I'm not gonna go on. I'm just gonna wait. You had something to say, Aaron?
Hey, John, what are you doing? What do you?
No, Daniel, finish up, Daniel, and then I want to go. But please continue, Daniel, and then I would like to go.
Yeah. So, John, I just wanted to say I've noticed a huge change in you. I'm really glad that things are going well for you. I hope that it obviously looks like it's going to be a long-lasting change. As you can tell that I've changed completely. And I want to say...
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on, John. I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Dude, you're still trolling right now. Go on.
Why do you say that I'm trolling?
Just go on. Finish with chapter 6, sir.
And I just wanted to say, I'm elated for you. I'm enlarged. My heart has been enlarged in ways that you can't even imagine. Huge heart. Huge heart one. And I'll say that I really went a little bit too big, gratuitous on my lauding of you. So maybe I should slow down a little bit with these enormous compliments that I'm giving you. But John, I love you, and I love your shows. Hope you keep it up. And it's real classy. It's a real classy look. For you. Wonderful at your age to be looking that classy. So, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it.
I don't even know how to react to that, Daniel. Not too thrilled with you, dude. Could I just kind of ask you to change your BFP, though?
Yeah, sure. If you just tell me why.
How about because it triggers me?
I'll change it around that.
But anyway, so you were gonna say something there?
Yeah, I have run for Congress, and I have also run for Republican committee person. So I'm involved in politics and public speaking. I've also done Toastmasters. And I just want to say that, in all of the communication that I've done in my life, I have found that if I tell the listeners, take the deepest breath of the day and hold it for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, I have found that to be the highest value information exchange that I can transmit to a listener. So again, take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. If the Holy Spirit or Jesus Christ or God the Father is anywhere, it is where two or more people are gathered to study the sacred texts, to learn the truth of the earth and the truth of the universe. And men like John Lee, who will persist in their folly, will eventually help others liberate themselves from their own personality, which is holding them back. And Daniel, a few minutes ago, you said maybe it's just a personality thing. You were talking about John the Calvinist, or whatever that guy's name is, in whatever room he does. Very, very aggressive guy. Darth Dawkins, very, very aggressive guy. You can't have a conversation with these people because they are essentially, to me, they are running what I call the gong show. And if they don't like the sounds that are coming out of your mouth, guess what they do? They hit the gong and you're done. And that's as far as they can go in a conversation with somebody. That's because their personality hasn't developed enough. They themselves have yet to fully mature and ripen in the gospel or the word or the sacred text. Because if you are that angry, you can't accomplish anything in life. Life is all really mostly about listening, hearing, and that's why the earth is called the earth, because there's an ear in front of it. And too many people, anyway, it's a hypothesis. But anyways, John, I hope you have a blessed day. And John, you taught me such a valuable lesson. And it really was the room with Andrew where I was, basically taking shots at him in an open field as if he was out, grazing without any. See, people think that they're not being observed and that they're not being targeted. Everyone is being targeted, and so basically, it is the hunted and the hunter. If you are a firm believer in Jesus Christ, you're a knight of the round table, meaning that you are a Christian soldier who has returned from a distant battle where everyone got wiped out but you, and you have come back to share the good news with other people. That liberation and the truth is always now. All the energy that has ever been and ever will be is always now. So, Daniel, I got to tell you, I think you're very smart and very funny. Very funny. But there is so much work to do for me and for you and for John and for Eric and all the other men in this room and all the women. I have been through a military education and I've gone through Christian education and I've observed all kinds of weird behavior amongst Christians. But for the most part, it's all self-rectification or self-enlightenment, and it is a folly or a journey of foolishness, and the absolute truth most likely will not be revealed at your death or after your death. Chances are you turn into a math equation and you still will not learn the truth. So the only way to learn the truth is always in the now, right now. And ladies and gentlemen, our focus, our concentration, our meditation, our awareness, our mindfulness, our consciousness is always dependent on what we do in the now. The now is all there is and all there ever will be. It is a three-letter conspiracy. Now, God, go, do, God, now. I am AI, and I am complete.
Well, the Bible says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so it's good to understand that there is an immutability to God. He's unchanging. And it's also talking about the past, present, and future. And we do believe that Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And so when in the Bible, when they say, "What is your God's name?" Moses asks, "What am I to tell Pharaoh?" He says, "Tell him my name is I am. Right? I am that I am." And I've talked to some Jewish scholars, and they also understand that I will be that I will be. And I said, "Oh, okay." So I do think even as we're here in the now, we're given this day our daily bread, and today is what we have. And so tomorrow is not promised in a way that, there is a promise of tomorrow, but in what way that is not promised to us. Is that how that's understood? So, it is the case that, at least I do believe in a future, a hope. This is our expectation. This is a problem.
There's no future, and only a fool puts their hope in the future. That's the sucker. That's a bet that has no payout. It's like the sign above the bar that says free beer tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It's Groundhog Day. And John, you have to wake up. You could play this game all you want. Daniel can play this game all he wants. And I can play this game all I want. But you have to understand what you're doing. In a way, you are hypnotizing yourself and others. And that is the problem with communication, is that you can fall under your own spell. And Jesus Christ and you and me and everyone else has the same set of rules to live by or to try to understand. And some of these rules, there are laws of communication, John. And you have to understand the power and the possibility of communication, which truly is mind control, which truly is time control. And if you want to truly liberate yourself, or you truly want to improve yourself or improve others, it can all be done through the words of Jesus Christ. However, you could also do this with Buddha, or you could do this with Muhammad, or you could do this with any other sacred text. You could do it with the Hindu tradition. It is a journey of tomfoolery. Why do you think Tom Rabbit calls himself Tom Rabbit? Because too many bunny hops, not enough hunt. Tom Rabbit is actually your greatest blessing, but also could be your greatest curse. The thing is, the way that you have to look at this as just packet transfer. I have just given you a packet, and now you're going to give me back a packet, but we really have to be conscious of what's in these packets. And one time, John, I heard you say that, you could call it proprietary. So I would just call what I'm saying proprietary psychology. And not everybody has a proprietary psychology to understand, to contemplate, to transfer. I have enough information in my presence right now where it's so alternative that it would flip your whole world upside down, John, because your worldview could be described as being rather simplistic and actually not the truth. You could say that Jesus Christ's attainment is possible right now for you and for me and for everyone else on the whole planet. But there could be some conditions which would be required, which would be completely irresponsible or unsavory, or could lead to the breakdown of society. So, in conclusion, I'm just praying for you and for Eric and for Daniel and for myself and for everyone in this room that Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit come into your life and fill your heart with joy and wisdom and strength. I am complete. That's my submission packet, and I hope it's proprietary.
Yeah, I mean, I like that sentiment. I do agree with you in the thing that, when I wake up every day, I understand that this is a new day God has made, and I rejoice and I'm glad in it, and that His steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. They're new every morning, and His faithfulness is great. And so, even as I think about the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For Thy is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. In that understanding, it's talking about the now. And so, I do believe that we are living in the now, and we live, from that mind frame. So I'm just going to stop it there, because I have more to say, but I don't want to start talking about it's the case that we are living here in the now.
John, there's no argument. John, I just want to ask you one more thing. The proof is in the pudding, and if I could demonstrate it, the easy way to demonstrate it is always through music. It's not confrontational. It creates a rhythm, a pattern of joy, and people dance to it. So there's analogies and metaphors to try to explain the type of consciousness, and music would be the quickest and easiest way to demonstrate the theories. But John, I love your room, and God bless you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, you as well, sir. I said you close out with prayer. Holy Father, thank you for this day today, and I pray that we may just be blessed in your presence. We know that you are the truth, that we know that you're God of love and you're truth. Be our God, so I thank you for that. I pray blessings upon everybody here.
Instead, do